7 common mistakes that can make seniors feel older than they are. There are some seniors who are surprised when they realize they no longer feel as energetic, confident, or independent as they once did. They may say, "I guess this is just what happens when you get older." But sometimes, the way you feel is not caused by age alone. Certain everyday habits can quietly make you feel older than you really are. And the good news is that many of these habits can be changed. There are some seniors who are surprised when they realize they no longer feel as energetic, confident, or independent as they once did. They may say, "I guess this is just what happens when you get older." But sometimes, the way you feel is not caused by age alone. Certain everyday habits can quietly make you feel older than you really are. And the good news is that many of these habits can be changed. You might still have many active and enjoyable years ahead. Yourself that certain things are no longer possible because of your age over time. These patterns can become a cycle. You do less, so you become less confident, so you do even less, and eventually, you may begin to feel much older than you actually are. In today's video, we're going through 7 common mistakes that can make seniors feel older than they are, and more importantly, what you can do differently. What you can do differently. Before we get started, we'd love to get to know you. Tell us your age and what country you're watching from in the comments below, and if you enjoy practical healthy aging information, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's begin with the first mistake, because it is one of the easiest to overlook: becoming too inactive. Mistake number 1. Becoming too inactive. One of the most common mistakes that can make a senior feel older than they really are is simply moving too little during the day. This doesn't mean you need to spend hours exercising at the gym or doing difficult workouts. The problem is often much simpler. You may wake up, have breakfast, sit in a chair for several hours, move around only when necessary, sit again after lunch, and spend most of the evening watching television. At first, this lifestyle can feel comfortable, but when the body doesn't get enough regular movement, everyday activities can gradually become harder. Getting up from a chair may require more effort. Walking to another room may leave you feeling less steady. Climbing a few steps may feel more tiring than it used to, and because these activities feel harder, you may become even less willing to move. That creates a cycle that can slowly reduce your confidence and independence. Regular movement helps you continue using the muscles and physical abilities you rely on every day. Even simple activities can make a difference: walking around the house, standing up regularly, doing gentle stretches, taking a short walk outside, or performing safe movements recommended by your healthcare professional can help you stay engaged with your body. You don't have to do everything at once. The goal is to avoid spending the entire day in one position. If you have been inactive for a long time, start gently and increase your activity gradually. And if you have pain, dizziness, balance problems, or another concern that makes movement difficult, speak with your healthcare professional before increasing your activity. Remember, getting older does not mean you should stop moving. In many cases, staying appropriately active is one of the ways to help your body keep doing the things that make you feel independent. Now, let's look at another mistake that can quietly make life feel much older than it needs to be: spending too much time alone. Mistake number 2. Spending too much time alone. Another mistake that can make seniors feel older than they are is gradually becoming too isolated. Sometimes it happens without you planning it. Friends may move away, family members may become busy, transportation may become difficult, or you may simply get used to staying at home. At first, having more quiet time can feel peaceful, but when days turn into weeks with very little meaningful interaction, something can change. You may become less interested in going out. You may stop calling people because you assume they are busy. You may lose interest in activities you once enjoyed, and eventually, staying home can begin to feel easier than participating in the world around you. Human beings need connection at every age. A conversation with a friend, a visit from family, attending a community activity, joining a religious or social group, or simply talking with a neighbor can give your day a sense of purpose. Social connection can also encourage you to get dressed, leave the house, walk around, laugh, share experiences, and remain mentally engaged. You don't need a large social circle. Even one or two meaningful relationships can be valuable if getting out is difficult. Consider making regular phone or video calls with people you care about. You could also invite someone over for a simple conversation or meal if you've become isolated because of transportation or mobility difficulties. Talk with family members or community organizations about ways you might safely stay connected. The important thing is not to let isolation become your new normal. Your age does not mean your social life has to disappear. There is still room for friendship, laughter, conversation, learning, and new experiences. Now, there's another everyday habit that many people overlook because they assume it is harmless, but it can have a surprising effect on how old you feel each day. Ignoring changes in your sleep. Mistake number 3. Ignoring changes in sleep. Another mistake is treating poor sleep as something you simply have to accept. Because you're getting older, your sleep pattern can naturally change with age. But that doesn't mean persistent sleep problems should automatically be ignored. Maybe you wake up several times during the night. Perhaps you go to bed tired but struggle to fall asleep, or you wake up much earlier than you intended and feel exhausted before your day has even started. When this happens repeatedly, the effects can reach far beyond bedtime. Poor sleep can leave you feeling drained, less focused, less motivated, and less patient during the day. You may have less energy for walking, preparing meals, socializing, or doing the activities you normally enjoy. And when you feel tired, you may naturally become less active. That can then affect your strength and confidence, creating another cycle that makes you feel older. Instead of simply accepting ongoing poor sleep, pay attention to your routine. Try keeping a regular bedtime and wake-up time. Make your bedroom comfortable and quiet, and avoid spending long periods looking at bright screens right before bed. Limit caffeine later in the day if it interferes with your sleep. Also, try not to rely on daytime naps that are so long or late that they make nighttime sleep more difficult. Most importantly, don't ignore persistent sleep problems. Frequent waking, loud snoring, gasping during sleep, or ongoing daytime exhaustion can sometimes be signs of an underlying problem that deserves medical attention. Good sleep isn't about trying to feel young again. It's about giving your body and mind the opportunity to recover so you can participate more fully in the day ahead. And there is another mistake that can quietly drain your energy even when you're getting enough sleep: not giving your body enough nutritious food. Mistake number 4. Eating too little or skipping important meals. Another mistake that can make a senior feel older than they are is not giving the body enough nutritious food throughout the day. As people get older, appetite can sometimes change. You may not feel as hungry as you used to. Cooking for one person may seem like too much effort, or you may become so busy with other things that meals are pushed aside. Sometimes you may think, "I'm not very hungry, so I'll just have something small." Doing this occasionally isn't necessarily a problem, but regularly eating too little can leave you feeling weaker and more tired. Your body still needs adequate nutrition to support muscles, bones, the brain, and everyday activities. A balanced diet can include sources of protein such as eggs, fish, beans, yogurt, poultry, or other foods that fit your dietary needs. It should also include vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy sources of fat. And don't forget about fluids. And try making meals something you look forward to. Share a meal with someone when possible. Prepare simple, nutritious foods you enjoy, and keep healthy options available when you don't feel like cooking. Remember, food isn't only about satisfying hunger, it provides the building blocks and energy your body needs to keep you active and independent. But there's another mistake that can make seniors feel older very quickly, and it often begins with something understandable: fear of getting hurt. Mistake number 5. Letting fear stop you from doing things. One mistake that can make a senior feel older than they are is allowing fear to gradually take control of everyday life. Perhaps you've had a fall before, experienced an injury, or simply started worrying that something might happen when you're walking outside, climbing stairs, or doing household activities. That fear is understandable. Being careful is important, especially when there are genuine safety concerns. But there is a difference between being careful and avoiding almost everything because you're afraid when you stop doing activities completely. Your confidence can slowly decrease. You may walk less because you're worried about falling. You may stop going outside because you're afraid of uneven ground. You may avoid carrying out simple tasks because you think you might not be strong enough. And the less you do, the more difficult some activities can eventually feel. Instead of giving up completely, look for safer ways to stay involved. For example, if walking outside feels uncertain, you might choose a familiar route, use an appropriate walking aid if recommended, or ask someone you trust to accompany you at home. Remove loose rugs and clutter that could create tripping hazards. Keep important items within easy reach. And make sure areas such as bathrooms and stairways are adequately lit. If you're worried about your balance or strength, speak with a healthcare professional or qualified physical therapist about appropriate exercises and safety strategies. The goal is not to pretend that risks don't exist. The goal is to manage those risks without allowing fear to take away your independence. You don't have to do everything you did when you were younger, but you also don't have to stop doing everything simply because you're older. And that brings us to another mistake that can be even more damaging: assuming every new limitation is simply a normal part of aging. Mistakes number 6 and number 7 plus closing. Mistakes number 6 and number 7 plus closing. One of the biggest mistakes is assuming that every new limitation is simply a normal part of getting older. Maybe you're becoming unusually tired, your walking has changed, your balance isn't what it used to be, or everyday activities suddenly require much more effort. It can be tempting to say, "I'm getting older, so this must be normal." But age should not become an excuse for ignoring meaningful changes in your health. Some changes are part of normal aging, while others can be related to conditions that may need attention. If something is new, persistent, getting worse, or interfering with your daily life, it's worth discussing with your healthcare professional. Finding a possible problem early may give you more options for managing it. And finally, don't make the mistake of believing that learning, exploring, and trying new things are only for younger people. When you stop challenging yourself, you may begin to feel disconnected from the world around you. You might decide you're too old to learn how to use a new device, visit somewhere you've never been, develop a new hobby, or learn a new skill, but there is no expiration date on curiosity. Learning something new can give your day purpose and keep your mind engaged. Could be as simple as learning a new recipe, growing a few plants, reading about a subject you've always wondered about, learning to use a smartphone feature, or joining an activity you've never tried before. You don't need to become a completely different person. Small changes can make everyday life feel more interesting and meaningful. So let's quickly remember the 7 mistakes: becoming too inactive, spending too much time alone, ignoring persistent sleep problems, eating too little or skipping nutritious meals, allowing fear to stop you from living, assuming every new limitation is just aging, and giving up on learning or trying new things. Getting older is a natural part of life, but feeling older than you are is not always inevitable. Pay attention to your habits. Stay appropriately active, nourish your body, protect your sleep, maintain meaningful connections, and continue giving yourself reasons to look forward to tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, please like it, share it with someone who may benefit, and subscribe to the channel for more practical healthy aging information. And remember, your age is a number, but the way you care for yourself can influence how you experience each year.